Howdy, mates. Good morning. I'm out visiting the Hayes Arboretum out in Richmond, Indiana. However, I want to dedicate this video towards something a little different. So as I came to learn, actually this morning, in fact, it is actually, according to the United Nations, it is World Soil Day, which is always on December 5th of each year. However, I want to mention something that I feel is important to discuss about soil. So, for those of you who are indeed aware, soil is definitely one of the most important aspects that makes up our planet. Because without soil, to be honest, we as humans would cease to exist. Okay? So I'm first going to state, just a couple of points of why we need soil. Okay. So soil as a whole, essentially, especially the topsoil, is made up of organic matter, which typically comes from decayed remains. And usually some of the most important elements that make up our soil includes nitrogen and carbon, as well as oxygen. So we need all three of those components to have healthier soil. And what soil is able to do for us is it's able to absorb the amount of carbon dioxide that's in the atmosphere. And because of that, in a way, healthier soil could actually be used to tackle the issue of climate change. So it's a very important aspect to remember. And something else that I learned that was fascinating too is, how soil in general has several different little homies that include the invertebrates and the fungi, which are basically the main types of organisms that help promote the decomposition of organic materials, such as, well, in this case, the leaves. So if it wasn't for them, we would essentially just have layers of leaves and dead animals too. So we owe a lot to them. And fascinating enough, one of the most responsible organisms that allows the decomposition include the nematodes. And the nematodes are similar to that of earthworms, like in terms of shape, but there's no similar relation between them. They just look physically similar to one another. And what's surprising about these nematodes is we still hardly know anything about them, despite the fact that they serve such a high importance in the health of our soil. And, like in these woods, for instance, we could say that the soil out here is extremely healthy because it hasn't been tampered with. Unfortunately, with agriculture, for instance, many farmers may not necessarily know how to provide the best kind of maintenance for their soil. Because, well, since we as a planet has an ever increasing population of people, they have to make sure that they have more food produced within 1 acre. And so in order to do that, there has to be some modifications that they have to use. And they can include pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, you name it. And unfortunately, that can actually decrease the quality. And, for those farmers who till the soil in general, the worst part is the soil will have a tendency to lose its organic matter into the atmosphere, and the soil becomes too dry. And thus, in a way, it will eventually form somewhat of a desert in a particular patch of land. And that's not the only thing that has caused soil quality to go down. Some other issues include droughts and what else? Yeah, droughts as well as wildfires too. Because unfortunately, those factors can also kill off the necessary organisms that help decompose organic matter. And so, and also, as I mentioned earlier, climate change is another factor as well. So it's a matter of just trying to tell everyone about the importance, especially the farmers. Because, as long as they are able to know the facts and make it understandable for them, they may actually be willing to listen. I think the biggest thing personally is sharing a bit of empathy with them. I believe empathy is something that can get other people's attention, for change. So, despite how much is going on with all of our soil on the planet, there's still hope. But we want to try to do it we want to try recuperating before it's too late. So, all right. Hope all of you enjoy your Saturday, and Journey on a Journey is out. Take care, folks, and I'll make sure that I share a couple of articles because there's so much more to it than what I spoke of. So, all right. Take care, folks.